Welcome to another episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got JoeyCat Catalano. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Bill?
How you doing?
How are you? All right.
I'm doing really good, man. I'm really a lot of people are anticipating this interview, and I'm really excited to do it, man. I'm excited, and thank you for joining me.
Thank Liz Capola, my dear friend from LA.
Yeah, I really appreciate her.
And she's a good friend, and I'm glad we got hooked up together.
Yeah, she's been helping me out a lot, and I can't thank her enough. So you grew up in Newark, New Jersey. What was it like growing up in Newark?
Growing up in Newark, let me tell you something. I wouldn't trade my childhood with anybody's. It was great. It was great. You know, that old neighborhood, the old. I mean, I still see my friends from kindergarten. That's how close we are, you know. But growing up down there was great. Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun.
Like
playground,
old school neighborhood vibes.
Yeah. Down neck.
What you grew up in the
It was from Newark, but my section was called Down Neck.
Down
now
Neck.
It's the Ironbound. They call it the Ironbound, but the old timers called it Down Neck. So people know where I'm from. That's for
sure. I got a picture of your neighborhood. I'm pretty sure. I can bring it up.
Let me see.
I got so many pictures in here. Right here. This might be the main street where there's a church and all that.
Oh yeah, that's Wilson. That's Ferry Street. Yeah, that's the church on Wilson Avenue right there. Actually, Tom Cruise did a scene, the War of Worlds, I think, and he used that church crumbling down. And
oh, really?
That was the movie. Yeah, Tom Cruise back in the day.
Yeah, you got a pretty impressive record resume when it comes to acting, man. And
I'm just starting out, buddy.
Yeah, you just got started and you already have that resume. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You got a lot of cool pictures. I've been looking at them, man.
Yeah. So was it like
Hi, Liz.
Was it like a lot of mob guys around your area when you grew up?
There was mob on every corner. And let me tell you something, it was great. They protected everybody. Everybody knew each other. You know, I was like the little kid from the Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
I would walk around a corner and everybody would stuff dollar bills in my pocket. And by the time I got home, I had $6, $7 in my pocket. It was like big time then. I was a little kid, you know.
Yeah, and they're asking you where you got all this money from and stuff.
Yeah. My grandfather and my uncles were fruit and vegetable peddlers. So, you know, they had the vegetable truck going around. Everybody knew my grandfather. Everybody came for the basil and the fruit and the veg. It was great. It was great growing up. And, you know, when you're a kid and you can't wait to get home to see your family, like after school, that's great. You know.
Yeah, like me, I wanted to be out running. I wanted to be out running, you know. I didn't want to sit at home. I didn't like the whole family vibe. It wasn't like that for my upbringing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I had a great, you know, upbringing in my family and friends. It was just everybody was family. You know, people across the street, I called them uncle and aunt. You know, it was just great.
Yeah, it was a dominantly Italian neighborhood you grew up in, right?
Yeah, mostly, yeah. When I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah,
Portuguese. A lot of good Portuguese people came. You know, it started to mix, and then you know, by the time I graduated from high school, you know, then all different variations of cultures came in. So now,
what were your plans when you graduated high school? What were your plans?
Well, I was going to go to college, and I had an opportunity to go to Atlantic City. So my mother said to me, "You either go to college or you can go to Atlantic City." So that's what I did. I went to Atlantic City, and I went to dealing school. I learned how to deal blackjack. I learned how to deal craps. So I made that my career for a while, off and on, you know, back in the 80s, early 80s. And I had a good time in Atlantic City. It was great. Yeah, it was great.
A lot of things. It's a lot of action always going on there, right?
Yeah. Being involved, you know, we worked in a casino, so it was like oh my God, I'm 18 years old and I'm in a casino, dealing craps, all these big shots, and it was crazy.
Did a lot of the Philly people used to come in there and
yep, South Philly. Yep, I got to be friends with a lot of guys from South Philly, and of course they were connected to guys from my area. So it was like, oh my God, this guy, that guy, he's your uncle. Oh my God, all that stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
To be around all that.
Yeah, I can mention a lot of names, but I won't go there.
Yeah, I don't want
No.
It's all good. I can imagine who the people are. I know a lot of the names.
Yeah.
So do you have any stories from when you were dealing the blackjack and all that? Maybe someone won a lot of money, or
a few stories. Let's see. I'll give you one that sticks in my head. There was a man named Leonard Toes. He was the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he went bad gambling. And I used to deal to him blackjack in the high limit pit, and he used to play every spot, 7,000 a spot, and they had the table roped off, and they took him for everything he had, and he tried to sue the casinos, because they were whining and dining him, drinking, because they were getting him drunk. He didn't win. He didn't win the lawsuit.
That's what they do to people, right? They wine them, dine them. They try to get them to spend more money.
That's what was going on. And, he lost everything. He lost the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's the way it was. When you get involved in heavy gambling. And then my highlight of my life was when Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, they roped off a game for them, and they were playing at the table right behind me. So I couldn't wait to get off my game to watch them, to look at them,
Yes.
So I turned around, and it was a big commotion because they wanted to hold their cards in their hand. You can't touch the cards in Atlantic City, but they wanted to hold them. So the Casino Control Commission came over, and they were kibitzing, drinking. They let them hold those cards. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
That's pretty crazy.
That was another crazy night for me.
Now, because you were working there, would they let you gamble?
No, back in the day, you couldn't play. Now,
so if you worked there, you were off limits.
Rules, you couldn't play back in the day when you were working. That was part of. They didn't want people to lose their money that were earning a living.
Yeah.
So
or try to get some inside information.
Well, that's true. But years later, they changed it to, because I guess they needed the money. The casinos weren't doing as well as they were back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So you couldn't gamble in your own place, though. You had to go to another casino.
Yeah.
So now you could gamble as a worker.
What about cheating? Have you ever seen people get caught cheating?
Yeah.
And they just throw them out of there, or is it like casino?
Well, when they get caught, sure, they throw them out, sure, and then they banned them from the place. Can't get back in. They put their pictures on the walls and the eye in the sky. Now they got this modern technology that, forget it. They could see a fly on the floor, with the cameras.
Yeah.
So it's
a lot of I remember a long time ago. They were talking about keeping all the mobsters away from the casinos. Well, they didn't want their hands in Atlantic City.
Oh, that's where, that's the South Philly, the crew. I'll just say that South Philly crew. You couldn't stop them. Well, the mob had their hands in everything back in the day. Yeah. Now who knows? Now I don't know. It's not the same as it used to be. But
definitely not.
They had their hands in everything.
So how long until did you work that job until you retired?
I worked for 3 or 4 years. I left. I went back, and then I packed it in, and then I moved back up north. And then I worked for the Newark Board of Education. I did that for many years, and then I opened up a restaurant. I had a restaurant called Catalano's down Neck, and then later on, I had another restaurant down there called Pal Joey's. I named it after the Sinatra movie, so it was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a cook. I like to cook.
How is it running a restaurant? Is there? I'm sure there's There's a lot of stuff to deal with.
A lot of work. A lot of ordering food and making sure it's a lot of work. You're married to a restaurant when you open. Yeah, it's a lot.
Does any major situations happen while you were in the restaurant?
No, just it was my neighborhood and everybody knew me, and it was great. I used to cater to all the Port Newark, the Port Newark, what do I want to say? All the companies down there. They had I did their Christmas parties for them every year. I catered everything for them. So it was good knowing those companies, that I had friends that worked, were bosses in these companies. So I did very well. So, but it was a lot of work. I remember one Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve, everybody wanted their Christmas party down there, before everybody went on their little vacations. And we were up for 2 days straight, just cooking and catering for them. And it was crazy.
Yeah, it's like nonstop. You have to keep going and going.
It was a lot of work. Yeah.
So back then, were you thinking about getting into acting?
No. Actually, the funny story is when I had my place, Catalucci's, I got a phone call, and it was my friend. It was my friend Maria, my friend Tommy Vincent's wife Maria calls the restaurant, and she said, "Hurry up, you got to come." It was by Nasto's Ice Cream Parlor. It was Jefferson Street, and it was the filming of The Sopranos. So the night before, they had all these flyers on everybody's cars that you couldn't park on Jefferson Street. So I didn't know what that was. It's The Sopranos. Who knew what it was?
Oh, this is before it even came out, right?
Yeah. Well, they just started to film it. So I get a call, and it's Maria, and she's telling me, "Oh my God, you got to come down here right away. They want Joey." My son was 11 years old then. So it was summertime, and my mother took the kids to watch the Sopranos, the filming of The Sopranos. We didn't know what it was. I thought it was a singing show, Sopranos.
Yeah.
So I had 100 people in my restaurant. I'm going crazy. I said, "Tell them to come and see me," and I slammed the phone on her. I says, "I got no time for this," but they wanted my son. Who knows what they wanted him for? I was thinking they wanted him to play AJ, the son of. But my son had no experience in acting.
Yeah,
he had the look. I guess he had a nice look for them. But that's what I remember from being down here with the restaurant back in the day. That's the craziest thing that happened.
Did he end up working for him?
No.
I never.
David Chase. They wanted me to go meet this guy. I didn't know who he was from. I don't know these people. So I hung up the phone, and everybody. My son till today, he goes, "Dad, you killed me. What you doing?"
Could have been my whole career, right?
Crazy, yeah. Then years later, they wanted him to do Jersey Shore. Imagine, and he turned them down. So he's got that good look, that good look to him,
Yeah.
They followed him around in the casinos one day.
I heard your son won celebrity boxing.
Steven, we got involved with celebrity boxing through the Wise Guy show that I'm involved with. All my dear friends, Freddie, Michael, Blaze. There they are. Where'd you get these pictures? Yeah, there they are. That's Angelo. Blaze is in the middle. Freddie and Michael. Yep. And that's my family now. They're my family.
Congratulations to your son on the win, man.
Yeah, and we got him in now we have a celebrity, a Wise Guys boxing team. So we got Anthony DePhillips, that's Freddie's nephew, and Shane Coyle just joined, a dear friend of ours. And now we have our little celebrity Wise Guy team. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's about a month ago that he fought. We all won. All three of them won the fights. So my son knocked him out in the second round. It was a good fight. Yeah. Anthony,
what made you guys want to start getting into this type of stuff?
Well, I met Freddie and Michael when I did the Soprano Con a couple of years ago. When I got involved with the Many Saints of Newark movie, so I got involved. There you go. That's me and Dominic.
I can't really see the pictures too great, so if I get the wrong one,
it was the night before. That was the VIP party at the racetrack. Yeah, That was the night before the actual con that took place that next Saturday and Sunday. And I met so many great people. There you go. There's the picture from the Many Saints of Newark when I was filming in Long Island at Gold Coast Studios. Actually, Tony Sirico was there with me, and he was supposed to be narrating, and I don't know if that ever happened. There's a lot of things that didn't happen in that movie. So he was there narrating, and I don't even think they used his voice in the movie. No.
Yeah,
I watched it once, and I was disgusted, and I said, they cut 80% of my scene out.
Let's see what else I got here.
That's Joe Cortez, my dear friend, Joe. Yep. He's a great actor. He's in California. That's me. That's a shot of me in Mi Familia 2. That movie's on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah, you have a lot of good stuff coming out. What year did you? So what was the reason that all this transpired? You said you met a couple.
Here's what happened. A couple of years ago, my wife's girlfriend, she sent in a picture. They were casting for the movie for the Many Saints of Newark. So her name was Paula Martirano. She sent in a picture without me knowing because they wanted a clean-cut Italian, no tattoos. I don't have any tattoos. Back in the day, I couldn't get in a tattoo. I would have come home. I would have got killed. But anyway, no tattoo, clean cut, and a knowledge of dealing cards. So I guess she said, "Oh, Joey used to deal in Atlantic City. He knows how to deal."
Yeah, perfect.
Right, perfect.
Yeah.
So they send my picture in. 2 days later, they get a call. Production wants me in the movie. So they picked me. I was one of four guys, and out of 1,507 guys. That's what I heard the number was. So
wow.
They said, you got to come down and get your costume. You got to. Then I said, what did you do here? You didn't even ask me. And then I got excited about it. I said, oh my God, I'm going to be in the Many Saints of Newark movie where I'm born and raised. That's where the movie all originated from.
Yeah.
The story. So I did that. And then one thing led to another. And oh my God.
It's a picture of the feud.
The family's feud. There it is. Yep. It's Artie Pasquale. It's Tony Darrow. Yep. Paul Borghese, Artie H. Yep. John Fiore, all my friends. They're all my friends now. That's the most important thing to me. I'm meeting so many wonderful people. Artie Pasquale is like my big brother. And we keep in touch. I call him once a week at least.
It's a lot of great actors.
Yeah. I just did a movie with him. We just got done with another movie called Good Friday, Sal Ranella. That is the picture. You see me in the trailer better than the movie. So that's me in Satriali's pork store. Yeah. That's the movie we just got done with. That's Good Friday, Sal Ranella.
Yeah.
Angel Salazar. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I do remember him. I remember him. Yeah.
From he did Scarface and he did Carlito's Way, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yep. And here's Artie. There's my boy Artie right there. Yep. We just wrapped that up the other day, Tuesday, in Corona, Queens. That's all done. That's a shot of me doing the Wise Guy show. Oh my God. That's another shot from Good Friday. Yeah. That's me in Satriali's. You could see Ray Liotta on the end. That's Joey Diaz there.
It's a huge bull, man, on the wall.
Yeah. They made it look just like Satriali's. It's amazing how they do things. Yeah. Yeah. So
and then the Mob King.
Oh,
let's talk about the Mob King.
That's Ciro DiPaggio. Let me tell you something. This movie is going to be off the charts. It's amazing. The production's amazing. The cast is amazing. It's done in Miami. My scene was actually in Fort Lauderdale. The first scene I did. The movie's going to be a blockbuster, and I'm so proud of Ciro. He did some job with this movie, and the cast is incredible. Yeah.
A lot of people just talk about things they're going to do and they don't follow through.
Right.
And he gave me permission to play a clip of one of the opening scenes, so I'm going to play it.
Let it rip. Yep.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Let's see if I can get this going.
What you doing? Let's go.
That's awesome, man. Like even just that, man, that little part, really creative.
Great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I'm so here. If I make it till tomorrow, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. I am left with all the sorrow. Look at my eyes, girl. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes.
Yeah, that was great. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a little sneak peek.
That's really good, man.
And it's going to be in theaters.
Yeah, people are really anticipating it.
Yeah, it couldn't happen to a better guy too. He's a great guy. Lola's wife, little baby, little Ciro. I love the family.
Yeah,
great people. Yeah,
definitely.
Calls me Uncle Joey the kid. Where's Uncle? He's still looking. Ciro told me he's still looking for me. Where's Uncle Joey?
You go down there and spend a lot of time filming?
Well, I live down there in the winter. I live in Fort Lauderdale in the winter the past couple of years. And one day I guess I'm going to make it my home. But, you know, I don't like the cold weather anymore. I can't stand it.
If you're like me, man, I always go back home. No matter how far I go, I always end up coming back.
That's right.
I got family here, you know?
That's right. Yeah.
So, you want to explain to the people that there's a series and a movie? Because a lot of people don't know.
There was a series. This is the movie.
Yeah.
This is the Mob King, the movie. And there was a series. I don't know how many episodes there were total, but that's how it started with the series.
Is it already out, the series?
It's out. Yeah, it's been out. But this is just the movie that we're doing right now. And then he's going to do something else, a wrestling movie that's coming up. And he did another one called Silent Partners. He's working on. He's going to work on that. Another
with Joey Seifert, right?
I'm sorry.
With Joey Seifert.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of good things in the future, man.
Yeah.
So what's on your plate for the future?
I'm going to finish up Mob King. I just finished up Good Friday. I did a movie called Jersey Bread. I did that this summer. That's Greg Russo. That's going to be an interesting movie. You know, it's another mob. They're all mob movies, every one.
Yeah.
But that's going to be pretty cool. I worked on that this summer. Let's see. I did after the Many Saints of Newark. I worked on a movie called Once Upon a Time in New York City. Danny Feynman, good friend of mine. I did that, and he's still working on that. That's still a project in the works. And
I've heard of that movie too.
Another movie I did
with
all my friends was Bruce Socia, my dear friend, The Family's Feud. Now that's gonna be funny as hell. I did that in Rhode Island, and that was last year, and that's coming out. That should be coming out soon, any month now. Yeah, that's being in the final stages of editing, and that's going to be coming out. And all my friends were in that one. That's going to be great. The teaser. You could see the trailer on YouTube. You know, it's all over the place, but it's funny. John Fiori's a pisser.
Damien says he wants you to audition for Hungry Hill.
Who's Damien?
Yes, Damien Trites. He's a MMA fighter, ex-MMA fighter, and he has a series. He's in the mix of producing a series right now called Hungry Hill. It's out of Springfield, Mass.
All right, tell him to get in touch with me. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. What made you want to get into being in mob movies?
Well, I guess I got that look. I guess. I don't know. Do I got that look? I
don't know. People tell me I got that look, and I wasn't anywhere near any mob stuff. I enjoy the genre.
You know what? I'm from Newark. I always loved Joe Pesci. He's my favorite actor. You know, he's from Newark, and I always loved the mob movies, the comedies too. The comedies are great. I love the comedies.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Yeah. So, and you know, being from Newark, being from down neck, I picked up a lot of things, as I should say, things from the mob guys. You know, how they talked, how they looked, you know.
Yeah.
I got a lot of their characteristics, I guess, you know, watching them in action. I seen a lot of shit. Let me tell you something. And I guess I got that mob look, you know, that wise guy Italian mob look. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Could be a gift and a curse, probably.
I guess it's a good thing right now because I'm, you know, making some money now with my face. So
it's always a great thing, man.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Day wants to know if Vinny Ocean Palermo came in your restaurant when you had a restaurant.
Vinny Ocean Palermo. Don't sound familiar. He's from Newark?
It's from New York.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't ring a bell. Yeah, it doesn't.
Vinny Gorgeous. Have you ever heard of him?
Oh, Vinny Gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, Vinny Gorgeous.
Oh,
Vinny Ocean.
Yeah, I know Vinny Gorgeous. Sure.
Have people came into your restaurant when you were operating?
Oh yeah. Names I can't even tell you. I wouldn't go there, but you know, all the wise guys, all the
Did they ever try to muscle in on you?
Oh no.
No, not like that.
No.
Definitely 2022 is definitely our year.
Actually, you know, when you're friends with them, you know, you go out and break bread with them and, you know, go drinking with them. And I knew everybody. You know, I was like, you know, little JoeyCat. So everybody knew me. And that's the way it was back in the neighborhood. Nobody, you know, they'd help you before they would try to muscle you. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any situations that happen in the neighborhood? You don't have to say any names.
Oh, many things. So many things. I seen guys get clipped, chalk lined on the streets, you know, beatings. I seen guys take beatings. I seen everything. Yeah.
What about people that try to act like they're, you know, that people that try to take over certain areas and act like they're with these people and they're really not?
That's what you call problems. That's when when they have problems. Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. Just, you know, that's the way the old days were. You don't step on people's territories. The same time probably now with drug dealers. You know, it's all the drug dealers.
Times are definitely changing.
Yeah, times definitely changed. Back in the day, it was horse racing. It was numbers. You know, when I was a kid, you know, there wasn't no lottery. Everybody played numbers. It was called the track number. It was called something else, but I don't want to say what it was called.
But it was people would walk around. Someone would go around the neighborhood with a little pad and write down your numbers that you wanted, right?
Numbers, and they would fill up a brown paper bag and bring them to the wise guys, and that was the lottery for the night, for the day.
So now, if I won the number, how much money do I win?
Well, it depends how much you put on it. It was like it was the mutual handle from a racetrack. So whatever the mutual handle was for the day, the last 3 digits was the pick, you know, the pick 3.
Yeah.
Just like the pick 3. Yeah.
Is it ever where someone bets so much money that they can't pay it back?
Oh, yes, that happened. Yes.
What happens in that kind of situation?
They wind up getting paid. You know.
Yeah, it just takes a little while.
A lot of guys that hit big, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that turned into problems too.
Yeah, where they're scrambling for money.
Mm-hmm. And then if you bet, you know, on games, sports back in the day, if you didn't pay, that was a problem too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or if you borrowed money. If you borrowed money and didn't pay.
Both ways, yeah. Yeah, guys got it over their heads. Yeah.
Yeah, you should probably
work down at Port Newark that were making $250,000 then. That couldn't make ends meet because they were involved with the gambling so much. Yeah, it's crazy. And still today, it's the same. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
But so do you think it's affecting the underground betting scene with them making,
you know what,
legalizing the
it
betting
definitely
now?
hurt. It definitely hurt them. Absolutely, because now you could go right to Meadowlands and bet a game. You know, the Meadowlands is 10 minutes from my house, but you can go there now. FanDuel, they got all these different kind of sports companies. So
Yeah, right on your phone.
people are, I guess, instead of going to a bookmaker, you're going to the racetrack now, and you could bet anything you want. It's legal, but I'm sure that hurt them. I'm sure it definitely hurt them. The industry, but there's still, there's still different ways. I guess if you don't have money, then you pick up a phone and call a bookie, and then you get in trouble again. See, because then you don't have to have the money. You got to pay the next week.
It's because you got to pay the taxes, man. Uncle Sam wants his money.
Yeah.
So you got the Mob King coming up.
The Mob King, I have one more scene to finish. The end of the month. I hope I can get down here because it's right before Christmas, and I'm always with my mother. It's my mother's birthday on Saturday. She's turning 94.
My mother's birthday too is on the 10th.
The 5th. My mother's is Rosie, my little Rosie, and I'm the only child, and she's going to be 94. And there was never a time I wasn't with her on Christmas.
It's Sunday. Sunday is the 5th.
I think it's Saturday. Today's the 3rd, right? Am I wrong?
Today's the 2nd.
2nd, 3rd, 4th. Oh, right. Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday's the 5th.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's right. I'm going down to Tom's River to see her on Sunday. That's right. What am I saying? You're right. I got my days mixed up. But yeah, she's turning 94. And,
wow. God bless her.
Thank you. And so that might be a little problem for me to get down to Florida. But I'm definitely going down at the end of the month. But it's just the date that popped up. It's going to be tough for me. But I got to see what I can do.
Yeah, make sure you tell your mom I said happy birthday, man.
Thank you. And it's Gary Pastor's birthday today. My good friend Gary Pastor. So I want to say happy birthday to Gary.
Happy birthday to him.
Hope he's having a good time somewhere.
So, is there any other celebrity boxing events coming up?
Bruno Coppola, where is he? What do you say? Those legal online gambling? I can't see.
Put bookies out of business.
That's right. See, Bruno, yeah. Not all of them, Bruno. Some of them, but not all of them.
I think it's crazy that they even prosecute people that are doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at it like it's a big crime like that.
I know. What are you going to do? Back in the day, anything, cops were betting on stuff, everybody was betting games back in the day.
Yeah. I never really got into the gambling thing.
Yeah.
Nah, wasn't into it.
That's a good thing.
I had a lot of bosses that were into it though. I seen them spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
The casinos were big back in the day. That died out, since COVID too. COVID destroyed everything,
real bad. But it was a kind of a blessing because that's the reason why I started doing this.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do this before COVID.
Yeah. It was a blessing for some people too with businesses. They did much better, with the outdoor tents and some people. It was more profitable for some people than others.
Yeah, some people really came off on it.
Still, that's a shame.
All the mask people that make the masks are probably making billions of dollars now.
God, yeah, sure.
Definitely, it's insane.
Hand sanitizers, companies, all that stuff. Yeah.
And the prices went skyrocketed up. They're like price gouging everything. It's really sad that they do that to people.
Yeah. Now the country's in shambles right now. Let me tell you something. Something's got to be done with this country. And I don't want to start getting into politics, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah, man, I don't even do the politic thing.
I know, but how are people gonna heat their homes this year? That's what I want to know. With the gas prices and the oil prices going skyrocketing, it's crazy.
It's almost $5 a gallon.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. That's what I say. Something's got to be done with this government. Quick.
Liz Coppola says
Hi, Liz.
2022 is our year, Joey. Films, stores, reality series, and
There you go.
features.
Yep. She was talking to me about a movie next year, and I don't want to mention it yet, but I don't want to, jinx it. But it looks really good. She's going to open up her business in Vegas. She opened up her store, and I wish her the best of luck. She's a wonderful person. Yep. And she's involved with a lot of in the film industry.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people look up to her.
Yeah, good person.
I do myself.
There you
She's
go.
a great person.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you for coming on, and I'll definitely have you on again for part 2.
Anytime. Yep. Anytime you need me, give me a holler, and I'll do whatever I could for you, buddy. Believe me.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to CRO and to everybody, Liz, everybody that's been working with me lately. I appreciate all of you. Is there anyone you want to give some shout outs to before we go?
Well, I got to call Mike Marino back. He called me today. Mike, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm going to call you. I should have been there. I should have been there last week when you were in Carteret, but I was filming, and I promise I'll see you soon. All my dear friends, they're all in, he's a great comedian. You got to check him out. Mike Marino.
Yeah, check it out.
Yep. Good person.
Definitely.
Really good person. And I wish him the best of luck. And all my wise guy boys, Freddie, Michael, Blaze, Angelo, Michael. I mean, it's just they're like my family now. You know what I'm saying? We do a podcast every other week. We just did our last one, and that was our Christmas special. And this Friday we have the Wise Guy Christmas party at Leneve's in Haledon.
So is your show, when you guys do your show, is it live or it's pre-recorded?
No, we're going live for a long time, and now we just started recording, but we're going to go live again next season. And we got Al Bandero. Al Bandero's coaching us. You know Al Bandero, right? The famous DJ from KTU. Well, he was with a lot of stations. He was in Rocky. He was in the movie Rocky 2, I believe it was. He was the ring announcer in Rocky 2.
I've probably seen
Al
him.
Bandero. Yeah, he's a great person. And he's into film, and he's doing his projects. And I'd like to say hello to him and thank him for all the things he did for us. And we're just having a great time. We're living life. We're living life.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me, and I'll definitely have you on again, man. You're a really interesting person.
Thank you.
And I appreciate all of you guys that came out to watch this. And if you guys didn't know, I have a toy drive going for the homeless kids in my town.
Oh, nice.
You guys donate through any of my apps or my channel. I'm donating the proceeds to the homeless shelter.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help out, I volunteer my time for an organization called Brian's Angels.
Right.
And they help homeless people, homeless outreach. So just try to do the best I can.
St. Jude, St. Jude, and every year, Marlo Thomas and Danny Tom, their father started that. That's the best. I mean, what's better than that to help sick children? I can't even. My friend just lost his granddaughter. My friend Vinny Pagnotta, from growing up with him from Down Neck. He just lost his granddaughter from a rare leukemia disease. My heart broke.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Broken for his family. But 7 years old, and when you see kids at that age suffering and
yeah, they pay for all the treatments, and they pay for the parents to live, so they don't have to worry about all that.
Pay for anything. Yeah, it's
a great organization.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would get into.
Yeah, it's a great organization.
Yeah, man. Thank you, though.
Money goes to, nobody's, like these other. There's a lot of scammers going on.
Definitely.
I was watching the documentary on it, with the dogs and the animals, and they show all those, they get 1% of the money, or 2% of the money. I was watching the documentary. I couldn't believe it.
They only get 2% of the money for the dogs.
I heard.
The video.
Yeah, what I heard. So all you animal lovers that are all sending in your money, just be careful. You know,
Yeah, go donate it to your local humane
Shriners
society.
Hospital. It's another great organization. You know, Hospital for Children, Shriners, and St. Jude. They're number 1 and 2. You know,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support anything that has that's helping children.
Yeah.
They're the future, man.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Definitely. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate
Make sure you
it. Thank you so much.
Definitely, man. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop.
You got
Thank you, bro.
And I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy New Year and a wonderful Merry Christmas. Buon Natale to all my Italian friends. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. See you guys later.
Okay. Have a good night.